Gavin, you had a very interesting meeting earlier today with a client that I sat in on about how they could increase their bottom line by over $200,000 with a tiny tweak. Could you chat about that with me and the audience about how that can apply to everyone's business?
Well, we've been through what I call the mantras of business, the seven mantras. Seven mantras of business. And this was a client that was put in front of me when I'd taken my team through how to think about this. So my client coordinator said, here's a business, I believe that the client can improve their business. They're not listening to me when I tell them just to put their price up, which is, standard, put your price up,
Standard advice you'd read in any business book.
Because to say to people, put your price up, and inflation's going nuts. So if you take inflation that we've got at the moment and take it over 3 years, it means everything will go up 50% within 3 years.
And some people are going to hear that 50% figure and go, no way. If inflation's 6 or 7% this year, 6 or 7% next year.
Compounded, we're looking at 50%. Exactly. Because at least the 7.5% is bullshit. It's a lot more.
So just as your investments compound, so does inflation compound on
Inflation compounds. Trust me, your investments are not going to compound like inflation's compounding at the moment. So it wasn't working to say to this client, just put your prices up because we've got inflation. You could make more money, and the client just immediately stonewalled it and said, I'll lose business. So this was a client that I called and said, look, Danielle has put your accounts in front of me. I want to talk to you about your business. And I wasn't going to talk about putting the price up or anything. I said, look, I think I can take you through making another $150,000 a year, right? I'm not talking about putting price, I'm just talking about him. You can put it up another $150,000. And at the time when he was answering the phone, he just went, well, I'd really be stupid not to pay attention. I'll come.
That was quite the line to bring him in.
Yeah. I mean, someone says, can you come to a meeting? I've got $150,000 for you. I go, yep. What time?
Who wouldn't?
So when he came in, we sat down and, I'd been advised on how this guy works. So he's in the building industry and he works with top-end builders and he works with shop fitters and people who do high-value office fit-outs. And he also works with private clients who have a stack of dosh to get the jobs done. So I was asking him about his relationship with the various people that he does business with, and I actually got him to name one or two of them so that he could get them in his mind. And I talked about his relationship, and he was saying, they only use me. And I'm sure we worked out that he's quite convinced they take a margin on his work. And I said, well, why does the client use you? And he said, because I do this. He just named what his skill is.
Services, yeah.
And I said, no, they use you because you make them look good, right? Just moving him away from what he does
which was kind of this big revelation.
Yeah, to how people feel. So the people who use him because he turns up on the day he says he turn up with his subcontractors. They do the job magnificently. And they make the person who's engaged them look good because the end work is good. It's really it's a building service and it's a finish.
Yeah, and just let me interject there for a second. His average job was between say $8,000 to $10,000.
Yep.
And you were telling him to put his price up by how much? Not double, not triple,
30%.
30%.
It wasn't crazy, 30%. Yeah. But I explained to him that his clients, as long as you work them over the next 5 months.
By those gradual increases.
Yeah, and you say to them, I need to have a continual conversation with you about costings so that I'm ahead of what you're going to quote your clients. And he can actually then get this up by 30%. Now, I'm not asking him to get any new business. I'm not asking him to start an advertising campaign.
No website, no social media.
Nothing. It's all word of mouth. This guy is the best in this game. Yeah. And when he talked about doing an office fit out for a very large
one
multinational,
of Australia's biggest,
most profitable companies, and I'm going, I bet you could have got triple the money. But you don't, obviously that's not the goal to get these sorts of windfalls, but to continue to grow your business.
Consistently, yeah.
And here is someone who resisted our client coordinator saying you need to put your price up. And then when he understood his position in the market, when he understood that his clients loved his work, when we had discussed his subcontractors really enjoyed working with him, when he talked about private clients who said, I really loved having your subcontractors here, no bad language, they were like good,
clean on site,
pleasure to have around. I could see, this client taking them out, cups of tea at morning tea time and after. The people that like having nice tradies around.
Yeah.
And he understood that he wasn't just a tradie. He understood that he was a highly rated professional among his peers and clients.
And should be paid accordingly rather than
and he should ask,
trying to compete to the bottom.
Yes. So, yes. And when we did the numbers, we came up to $226,000 for a simple change in costings.
Yeah. And no extra clients, no extra clients, no extra output, just a tiny raise in the per square meter pricing.
Yes. Of which I believed his clients will happily pay him. And he now believed it. But to sit with him and say, put your price up, it'll be okay, wasn't enough. You have to actually get people in. And you have to take them through what their business is and how people feel about them.
You're not just providing a service, you're providing that reputation.
And what you witnessed is something that your Business Angels is going to have to do a lot with their clients over the next 6 months to get people into this, because you see here we have less staff because a lot of people work from home now because of the pandemic. We've sort of realised that the team does work well from home. We do like them to come in and we do like them to mix with other members and teach each other. But yesterday I was sitting talking to my two client coordinators, and I haven't just getting to know them because they're quite new in the company. And they said they felt that all of our clients, a lot of their clients was in that position, that if they could just give themselves permission, one, to be wealthy, this is a Gavin thing, which I talk to clients, and two, they realise that they're sitting there going, some of them going, I'm so busy, I've got 4 months or 5 months worth of work, I can't make money, I can't employ more staff. Put your price up. The reason you've got 6 months work is because people love what you do, they're prepared to wait.
Yeah.
And that means you can get the jobs quick, finish more quickly, higher profit, quicker cash flow, all these sorts of things. People need permission to make money. And often I say to people, were your parents wealthy? No. See, no one gave you permission. No one gave you this culture.
And there's almost this feeling of I'm doing something wrong when increasing your pricing, especially in this scenario being a perfect example, you're able to increase the payment eventually to your subbies, hire better people, better materials, be able to provide a better quality product, and eventually then keep on increasing your pricing, which is a win-win for all parties involved, rather than trying to compete yourself out of business.
Yeah, I mean, you just and also too, people get to, and this is a phrase clients won't use this phrase, but I'll use this phrase from time to time. I say to clients, you get to the stage where if somebody says, and can you give me a quote? And you're one of the top in the game, you go, I don't do auditions. So people walk in here,
which you've told me a few times you've done.
To
people,
clients. Prospects that come in and go, I just want to come in and see how much you're going to charge me to, manage my $350,000 tax debt. Then I'm going to go compare it to somebody else, and I just go, you need to go now. And they go, why? I don't do auditions.
There's the door.
I don't do auditions. I'll be very fair and competitive. And by the way, I'm only doing this on the basis that I can have you as my accounting client later. To say I don't do auditions. I mean, I look at the work you do and I know how long I wait for you to finish it, because you're Mr. Fussy Pots, aren't you? Fussy. Yeah, and that's why, you know, like obviously we've started this end of our relationship where we talk about business, and you ask me lots of questions because it's something you're really interested in. But I call you and get you to do my work because I know the quality. And if I said, "Oh, Josh, I want this job, how much is it going to cost?" I'd actually feel a bit of an arsehole asking you, actually. Okay, cheers, Josh.
Thanks, Gavin.